Hello, and welcome back to What If Luffy Had the Maramara Fruit. Now, I begin on where we left off at, and that is at Water 7. And I believe Water 7 is going to go way different than how it did in canon, and here's why. Since Luffy has the fruit, which is a Logia, I think Robin wouldn't go with CP9, and here's why. Even though she thinks that she's gonna get in the way of her crewmates, I believe she believes in Luffy way more in this situation because she basically been seeing him breeze through all of his opponents, including Crocodile, which was her old, I guess, captain, and he easily beat him. So I think she thinks Luffy can easily beat CP9, but here's the but part. Don't y'all remember in Long Long Island when they went across Aokiji and Aokiji let him go? See, what I believe happens now is Aokiji is gonna pull up in Water 7, and he's gonna try and help, like, tell Robin that she needs to go with CP9 and basically die and go to not is it Impel Down, or is it no, go to Ennie's lobby. So so that would happen, and then she would get on the train. Obviously, Sanji sees that, and all that situation in Water 7 happens. Frankie is also captured because he knows about is I think Pluton. I think it's called Pluton or whatever the documents for the ship that's basically a weapon that the government wants. So I guess I said it changed. I don't think. Never mind. It does not change. It still happens, and they'll end up in Annie's lobby. I just think it would go way easier, like the fights. Like when Luffy gets to Annie's lobby, he's just mowing through all the Marines immediately. CP9 will have to probably be there early to fight him, and Rob Lucci just gets absolutely fucking demolished. Because I don't think because he at that point Rob Lucci doesn't have hockey, so there's no way he can touch a Luffy, which is a Logia. So he just gets absolutely fucked, and there's nothing that he can do about it. And they rescue Robin instead of Usopp shooting the flag as Sniper King. He will I think Luffy would just do like a finger. What's it called? Uh, the little move that Ace does, like the little fire fingers, little fire pistol. He does that and declares war on the government. And Usopp will still have that moment where he like is gonna be out the crew because of the Going Merry needs repairs, of course. So he was like he still believes that the ship can go or whatever, and he basically leaves the crew for a little bit how it happened, but eventually, of course, he comes back. But yeah, Water Seven's pretty much easier, and Frankie still joins the crew, so it's a big W. Now I think we go to Thorough Bark, and now to be honest with you, Thorough Bark is also another easy ass arc for Luffy because I don't think Gecko Moria he could barely deal with regular Luffy. Like I don't think the nightmare things even need to happen unless he gets his shadow and he uh still oars. But I feel like everything kind of goes the same. Zoro fights with I think it's Brent. I forgot his name, but it's the blade who has like I think it's Shisui blade. He still gets that blade from that samurai, which is speculated to be his ancestor. So I believe it is. But anyway, easy. Luffy has an easier time. He easily defeats Kikomoria, and Brook joins the crew, of course. And then we move on from that. And of course, the next arc after that is Sabaody. Now, this is where it's gonna get interesting because this will be like Luffy's first difficulty per se. So his first difficulty would be dealing with Kizaru, and if we don't forget, Kizaru has haki and Luffy doesn't. So this will go kind of different. So first of all, they pull up on the island. They go to the slave trader thing. Um, the dude from the octopus dude, I forgot his name. It's like Hachi or something like that. He still gets shot by a celestial dragon, and Luffy still punches the hell out of that celestial dragon. That the cool one of the coolest scenes in One Piece, and that still happens. And of course, uh, what's it called? A marine has to pull up because the celestial dragon got injured, and with the three supernovas, Law, because they meet Law Kid there, and that whole situation still happens. It's just different because Luffy now has a flame fruit, and they're like, wow, Law is kind of interested of what his power is, and I feel like Kid will still give like snarky remarks, but like yeah, they would kind of go with the same dynamic. All the supernovas basically get taken out because Kizaru's there and he's just dealing with them easily, and the pacifistas. But I feel like uh, the pacifista situation, they deal with that way easier than in canon because Luffy would obviously be able to help way more in that situation and take out way more pacifistas instead of them like taking out one and being like, oh my god, there's more. They probably, I'd say like they probably take out three more pacifistas than just like the two I think that they defeated. So after that happens, uh, Kuma pulls up obviously, and he's still he's still gonna try to help the Straw Hats, of course, and send them to different islands so they can train up for the new world because they're obviously not ready at all. And I think at this point, Luffy is trying to fight Kizaru. This would be the situation, and like he's wondering why Kizaru can hit him, but he doesn't know why because they're both elementals. And this is like kind of frustrating Luffy, and he's like, he kind of does that scene where he's like, everyone, we are not strong enough at all. We cannot take them out. And Kuma comes over there and sends them all to different islands. Luffy's in distraught, and he still gets sent to Amazon Lily. Now, Luffy's on Amazon Lily, and I think that pretty much goes the same. I don't think they'll change. All the scenes there in Amazon Lily stay the same. Boa still falls in love with him because I don't think Luffy's, because of the fruit he has, I don't think his personality changes. And then the news pops up. The newspaper pops up that the I think the ex queen, that little granny that I forgot her name, that Boa has. She mentions Ace, and Ace is captured, y'all. Like, he still has that rubber fruit, so I think he would still be going after Blackbeard because he still kills a crew member. But I think he gets easily taken out, like easily. But I would say like here I'm gonna give a summary of Ace powers real quick. I would say Ace knows about Gear 2 and 3, but I don't think he has like approached Gear 4 yet. Like he's probably like on the steps of getting Gear 4, but he obviously can't because he doesn't know haki. So he's stuck with Gear 2, and I don't think Gear 2 is enough to like have a steady fight like he did in the manga when he had the flame fruit. So he gets easily captured and sent to Impel Down, and Luffy finds out and is like, we gotta go rescue Ace right now to Boa. and of course Boa will help him sneak into Impel Down. And I'm sure that goes the same, but I feel like Luffy will have a way more easier time going through all the levels in Impel Down. He still will have help from Buggy, and but he still wouldn't be able to save Ace from getting transported to Marineford. And I feel like it would be really interesting seeing the fight between. Uh, Hold on, let me look up his name real quick. Hold on, I'll be just a sec. Yeah, his name's Magellan, and I'll find that interesting because they're both. I don't remember. I think he's a Logia. If I'm wrong, leave a comment. But I'm pretty sure he's a Logia. But I feel like his fruit, Luffy's fruit, would be another counter because he could just basically light the poisons on fire, like, and melt them down. So I feel like he easily could win a battle against him. And then when Blackbeard pulls up, Blackbeard gets hit by a fire fist instead of what's it called, a gum pistol that Luffy did to him, and it hurts way more than what happened before. And Blackbeard will remember that. He will look for Luffy as a threat, but he still dips up and fucking out of there. And of course, Mr. Two, I think it's Mr. Two, or is it Mr. Oh yeah, Mr. Two, the goat, still pretends to be Magellan, stays behind an Impel Down, and helps him escape. And now we're on Marineford. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Marineford basically goes the same kind of. Like before, like everything happens, Blackbeard pirates show up, and then Luffy shows up with all the pirates from Impel Down and Ivankov from the sky. And Luffy is gonna massacre like half of these Marines with that Nomi. And he's basically gonna breeze through like almost everybody until he gets to the podium and he faces the admirals. See, I think he has a little more tricks up his sleeve than he did in canon with his fruit, and he kind of knows how Kizaru moves. So I feel like he would have an easier time than he did in canon trying to get to the podium, save Ace. Everything goes the same, and Mr. Three makes that key uh, and oh yeah, and Luffy punches Garp in the face like he did last time, but it's gonna hurt way more when he hits him with that fire fist. And yeah, Ace gets freed. He immediately goes in Gear 2 and helps out Luffy and try to escape. And then they run into Akainu. And Akainu's talking all that shit. And Ace is getting angry and mad. And I think this is where we get a version of Ace that pops off a Gear 4. Yes, yes, a Gear 4. But imagine the Gear 4 without the hockey arms. That's what he does. And he tries to fight Akainu. And once again, gets fucking donutted. Now, I know you begged the question, after Ace gets donutted once again, does he get Gear 5? And what I'm going to say to that is, no. And you're probably like, Spiffy, what? You're not going to give Ace Gear 5 when he has the what's it called? The gum fruit? No, I'm not. And here's why I'm say that. Ace does not have the characteristics to unlock Gear 5. And here's why. He does not have the personality of Luffy. So yeah, Ace gets absolutely murdered once again, and Luffy is in distraught. Now, Law will help him escape Marineford. Of course, Whitebeard still dies. Blackbeard still takes his devil fruit, and now is claimed as the one of the strongest pirates to date now, because he owns two of the most powerful devil fruits. And now we begin the time skip, but that will be on the next video. So I hope you like, subscribe, and enjoyed this video. Peace out.